70,000 kilometers on two wheels, Mauro's epic journey. This is Mauro, and this is his bike, Nelly, the nickname he gave his Benelli TRK 502X. On June 24, 2024, Mauro began an incredible journey from the top of North America to the very bottom of South America. The trip was 70,000 kilometers long, which is 6 times longer than the moon's circumference. Mauro's journey began on June 24th in Vancouver, where he followed the Alaskan highway to Fairbanks. He then reached Tuktoyaktuk, the northernmost point in Canada accessible by road, before heading south. Alongside breathtaking views, Mauro endured heavy rain, mechanical setbacks, and slippery roads with no one around for miles. Despite the challenges, Mauro kept going. As he put it, you can't do anything but go forward, and when you realize that the goal is getting closer, you realize that you can do it. Each mile proved he could overcome any obstacle. Mauro then crossed into the United States, where he was joined by his wife in New York. Beyond the miles and views, the people that joined or met Mauro left the biggest impact on his travels. Mauro says that from complete strangers, he was hosted in the homes of people who offered kindness and wanted nothing in return. Mauro spent the following days traveling down Route 66, where reaching the endpoint was another brilliant moment on his journey. He then started making his way to Florida to achieve a lifelong dream of seeing Miami and Key West. Making it to Miami, the overseas highway, and Key West was deeply meaningful to Mauro. Growing up in the 80s, he was enamored of TV shows like Miami Vice, so driving those roads triggered strong emotions and still feels unbelievable to this day. On his way back to the West Coast, Mauro stopped in Frisco, Texas, to visit QA America, the distributor of Benelli motorcycles. There, he was able to get the much-needed replacement parts for his bike. His bike weathered travel conditions well, but mechanical setbacks had already threatened to derail the trip more than once. No matter where he was, Benelli was always there to help. Mauro said it best. Sometimes, his guardian angels wore a shirt with the Benelli writing. Heading towards Mexico, Mauro achieved another dream, crossing the Golden Gate Bridge. He then spent the end of September and all of October riding through Mexico. It only took Mauro 1 month to travel through Central America. Finally, Mauro had made it to South America. At this point in his journey, Mauro couldn't believe how far he and his bike had come. He spent Christmas by the world's highest lake, Lake Titicaca, in Copacabana, and spent New Year's at the Uyuni Salt Flats. Mauro was now in the final leg of his journey, and he felt the goal within reach. Traveling the Ruta Nacional 40 was one of the most challenging parts of his entire trip. Mauro had to ride through extreme temperatures as high as 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Mauro knew he couldn't give up, so he kept riding until he reached the end. With tears in his eyes, Mauro arrived in Ushuaia on February 1st, 2025, completing his journey. After over 220 days and 70,000 kilometers, Mauro's journey was more than just a ride. It changed his perspective. As he put it, it certainly quenched part of my thirst for knowledge, but it also made him realize how fortunate he was and that life's small frustrations no longer seemed worth worrying about. Mauro's journey proves that adventure isn't just about the miles, it's about the spirit to keep going. And with a bike made for the journey, the next adventure is always within reach.